Hey everybody, I'm Dave, president of Popsmith, and I'm out with Brian from Preferred Popcorn, who represents a conglomeration of farmers that are growing your Popsmith popcorn. Out here in his field, we're really excited to talk popcorn today and get into how popcorn is manufactured and getting ready to put inside your Popsmith. How can you tell that this is popping corn versus regular field corn?
Well, popcorn is special seeds that are planted in the ground. They're totally different than field corn. But to drive by a field along the road, the only way you can tell the difference is popcorn has an umbrella type tassel, where field corn is going to stick straight up. That's about the only way, because the plant health and the ear size look very similar until it dries down.
Yeah, so you can see some of the ears are starting to come in here. How high is this corn going to get before it's time for you to harvest here?
This corn will get about another foot taller, and then you can see the tassel here, the pollen is starting to fall off of that, touch these silks, these hairs on the ears. It's just like sweet corn, Dave. You've got sweet corn's the same thing. The pollen has to fall off the tassel and touch those, and then that goes down, and that's what makes the kernels that will appear on the ear of corn later. You can see the pollen coming off of it now.
Oh my gosh.
A football field is an acre of ground.
Yeah.
So, like on this field here, there's 45 acres of popcorn, so it's 45 football fields.
Oh my gosh.
So in turn, then that should get me at least 200,000 pounds of kernels, and it's the way the starch is centered on the inside of that kernel determines on what type of flake that is. So the plant breeders are always working to improve that, and popcorn is 100% non-GMO. So if you take Roundup and spray it on this popcorn field, you're going to kill it dead.
So when a customer is telling me that they think this is just yellow corn, but what you were telling me is there's like 9 different versions of yellow corn in this field right now, right?
Yes.
What are some of the differences between like some of the different varietals that you're trying to grow?
I'm looking for, some of them have really bright color, which is important if you're selling it in a portion pack, or if you're selling it in a poly bag on a grocery store.
Yeah, someone sees something super yellow, they're like, I want to buy that.
That's right, yes.
So we're early in the season, and what you expect is corn's going to get something like this by the end. So This is popping corn, and this is just going to plump up, get yellow. Pretty exciting. How can you tell when things are going really well?
Well, we've got all the kernels are filled out on the ear.
Yep.
When I peel that off, we're looking for 14 to 16 rows around, and they always grow in pairs. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 16 rows around on that. So, and that'll be about 100 kernels long. So there's a lot of kernels of corn on that ear.
And when this is harvested, they have to be real careful to kind of keep all these kernels intact, because because you need them to be intact for it to pop when it gets in your popper.
Yes, if they set their machinery too close, it'll damage those kernels, scuff them, and then they won't pop. So this is 75% of the game on growing popcorn, is getting it to this stage. The rest of it is kind of a downhill slide from now to harvest.
I can't tell you how great it was to meet Brian. So much energy and passion by these farmers is going into popcorn. It made me so excited to bring it home and bring it to you.
My dad and my grandfather both had cattle and had cattle farms, and that's where I grew up. My dad was a real mail carrier, and I always wanted to farm. I got out of high school and went to work for a popcorn company, and I've grown popcorn since 1979 and love it.
Then we got the tour of the facility, and I was really surprised that at every point they are making popcorn. So they are using a popcorn machine here to test to make sure the popcorn that's coming off the line not only looks great, but also reaches the volume and the size that the person who's buying that popcorn is for. Then we went through all the different machines. So this was a machine that was like by weight and by size, shaking the popcorn kernels. Any small kernels or weak kernels were getting thrown out. They even have someone by hand who's going through and separating popcorn from field corn. Field corn obviously being, like we said, things that are grown to be ethanol or high fructose corn syrup, and we don't want that in our popcorn. It doesn't pop. And then they take some of that extra corn and they put it in this machine. This machine measures moisture. So they're going to take some of that corn and they're actually going to pour it into here. And what it's going to do is it's going to take the weight of that corn. It's actually going to measure the moisture in each kernel. The exactness and the precision they bring to this was amazing. I was so glad I got this tour of the facility. It was awesome. Obvious your love of growing popcorn and working with the different farmers is just, it's infectious, and I just can't wait to get home, make some popcorn in my Popsmith, and just look back at all the footage we captured today. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.